All right, well, lots of news to discuss, y'all, on the interest rate front. We are continuing to see pretty decent trend downward. Nothing major. We've had a couple of bumps in the road along the way, but we're going to talk about it on today's video. It is the 15th of January, Thursday. I hope everyone is doing well. It is a beautiful day here in sunny South Texas, in our place out in the woods. So glad to be visiting with all of you. Mortgage News Daily has a national average today. Again, this is Mortgage News Daily, national average of a conforming 30-year fixed-rate conventional loan of 6.04% today. That was 6.21% a week ago. So on our last call, we were talking about some of the improvement we saw after an announcement from the administration that the GSEs would be buying mortgage bonds. That did help interest rates short term. It knocked about 20 basis points or close to a quarter of a point off of our rates, and we're holding that pretty good. Gave up a little bit of ground in the last 2 days, but we'll get into more of that. A week ago, we were at 6.21 in that same survey, 6.29 30 days ago. So we are exactly a quarter of a point cheaper than we were 30 days ago. Y'all, the administration is, especially in an election year where we have the midterms coming up, very focused on addressing the affordability issue. The mainstream media has made this the major focus in supporting the opposition against the administration to get that side of the aisle elected. So the affordability side is something that politicians need to spend a lot of time talking about and a lot of time addressing with policy. The problem is, policy is what got us into this mess in the first place, y'all. When we as a country decided to spend a couple of $1 trillion in stimulus, most of it geared towards buying interest rates down lower through quantitative easing. We've talked about that on previous videos. The Fed bought a bunch, y'all, of mortgage-backed securities in order to artificially stimulate demand, which pushed prices higher and yields lower. That's what got us interest rates in the twos, y'all, was the Fed buying interest rates that were below market using manipulation tactics that are everything but free market pricing, y'all. Addressing it with the same activities, even if it's the GSEs doing it, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, government-sponsored enterprises. As the administration announced last week, that's what the president is asking, that Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac spend $200 billion to buy mortgage bonds because he can't get Chairman Powell to do it, even threatening him with an indictment for whatever, isn't moving the needle there with regard to the Fed. And y'all, I just want to say that yes, that has given us a little bit of improvement in rates. But keep in mind, you have to make 56% more income today to afford the same house you could have bought in 2019. So market manipulation has a severe cost. It loses the supply and demand component of the marketplace, and that is the only thing that will see us through this. Now, no politician can get on TV and say that this has to hang itself out in the wash. Prices need to settle where they naturally settle with regard to the demand that's there and the supply that's there. That is the only thing ultimately that's going to get us back to market-based truth in where house prices should be. We need to be free of market manipulation, y'all, in order to get there. The feds have not done us a favor by giving us 2% interest rates back in 2020. Yes, it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. We made a lot of money back in those days. I will tell you, we have lost more money in the last 3 years of this affordability crisis than we made back in 2020 and 2021. And anyone that's been a long-termer in this industry will tell you that. So if the market stays out of it, y'all, we're going to be much, much better off. Now, what should you do as a borrower? Number one, don't wait for a governmental solution to this, y'all. Anything the government does to make it cheaper on a monthly payment is going to cause prices to artificially increase on those homes. So the only thing the market can do is push prices up on houses. They might give us temporary relief on the payment, but as we've seen, they're not going to be able to truly address the affordability issue at the governmental level. Only supply and only demand can do that. Now, that said, y'all, I went back and looked. Over the last 84 years, there are only 7 years where houses did not increase in value nationally. Real estate is an almost unparalleled and unmatched investment vehicle if you're looking to increase value over time. Again, you can only find 7 years where you had consecutive losses in real estate out of the last 84. So my advice to a borrower is look at that past performance and decide whether you want to dive in the market now. Because if you're waiting for prices to drop, prices aren't going to drop, y'all. The one thing that both parties have in common is they're both saying that the government's going to get involved in manipulating the markets and trying to get you a lower monthly payment. That will not lower prices, it will raise prices significantly. So the more successful they are on that side of it, the more house prices will increase as a result. That is just a natural function of what's going on, y'all. So don't wait. Don't wait for house prices to get cheaper. Buy it now. If interest rates do happen to go down, even if it is from some of this market manipulation nonsense, as I would view it, then hallelujah, grab this, the lower opportunity, get it locked in with a refinance down the road, but at least you've bought when the market was reasonable, without the pie in the sky notion that they're going to go backwards. There may be few neighborhoods here and there that lose value year over year, y'all, but overall as a country, we're not going to see a negative number on real estate, y'all. We're just not. So bet those averages, play those odds, because those are the ones that will put you in the best informed position over time. In any event, this bit of a political rant on this call today, y'all. I would really like to find a politician on either side of the aisle that wants to leave the market alone, because free markets are the only way out of the mess that we've created for ourselves. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I hope we can eventually find. Doubt that that's going to happen, especially in an election year, y'all. So buy a house, get it bought with today's pricing, a little bit of a reprieve in interest rates right now, which is nice. And then if they drop another point down the road, hallelujah, we'll refinance you. So given that, I hope this is helpful for you and for your clients. As always, I'm available to walk through any scenario you might have. I love being a nerd with the numbers, y'all. So I'm happy to crunch every scenario y'all can think of and look forward to a chance to do so. A little bit long-winded today. Hope it was good information for you. Always blessed to have your referrals. Send us a loan. It's what we do for a living here. Stay blessed. Stay safe. We'll talk to you next week.